Hi there, Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. So I've just started doing this simulcast thing, so hopefully everything's going to work out as far as you seeing the project on Facebook. Um, I always complain about my YouTube situation because I always have to pull the screen down. Um, and the camera is not as good on the laptop. But when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to use another device and it'll look as good as it does on Facebook. Say hi to Grizz. Facebook, you can see him in there in the living room. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to make a journal out of a composition book. So this is a Dollar General composition book, just normal school book, but we're going to make it fancy. So I'm glad you're joining me tonight. And what we're going to play with tonight is decoupage. We're going to put a nice cover on it. We're going to put a nice cover on the inside pages. We're going to stamp some pages. We're going to put some ribbon in here for a bookmark. And we're also going to be using amazing casting resin, 2-part epoxy, and making some molds. I'm going to show you an example of some journals that I've done, or a journal that I've done in the past. I've done this before on YouTube, but this is a Dollar Tree journal, and I've tricked these out before. This one I've done with paint and with a mold, and then also on the inside did some decoupage. So like I said, I've done this one before on YouTube, but tonight we're going to use a composition book and just put the little page holder in there. It just elevates the style of this. So Facebook, if you comment, I have the screen horizontal, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. But if you comment, I'll be happy to answer your comments later. But I'm also going to be putting the screen down so that you can see my project. So I definitely won't be able to see if you say anything when the screen is down. So I want to go ahead and get started on this project. So first thing we're going to do, because this takes about 20 minutes, is to use the amazing casting resin. I have something here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this screen down so you can see what I'm doing. And the same here on YouTube. So this is something that I've done with amazing casting resin. You can see it's real hard and you can see the detail in there. And it's real hard. Okay, so this stuff is awesome. So when you pour molds, it just makes them really nice and all the detail comes out. So I have some molds. These are, I'm not going to put the screen down just yet. These are from, there's different ones. This one's from Redesign with Prima. And this is another redesign mold. I couldn't decide which to use. I have a ton of molds. These are vintage IOD molds, or first generation, I guess you could say, not vintage. I love this one. We're going to use one of these on there, kind of as a little nameplate. And then this one, I never use this one when I use it for modeling clay. You can use it with modeling material or air dry clay, but I never use it for that because I can't seem to ever pull the mold out, that it doesn't lose some of it. So this little white stuff that's in there is residue from modeling material and air dry clay, but we're pouring a mold. So I just want to make sure the one that I'm going to use is cleaned out. And I think what we're going to do, here's my plan. So we're going to be decoupaging this nice little cover on here. So this is butterflies, Okay. And then I think what we're going to do is put one of these faceplate molds up here at the top, just kind of like a composition book normally has, a faceplate. And then I think down in the corner, we're going to do this fancy mold. Okay. So in the past, when the weather's been warm, as it is today, I've done molds and they set up really quickly. So I'm going to try to not let that happen today. So I'm going to get rid of these other molds out of the way that I'm not going to be using. And so again, I'm using this mold right here. I hope everything's okay on Facebook. Every now and then it pops up and tells me to rotate my device. So what I'm seeing, if you're seeing that, then we're good. So I hope this is working out okay. If I did rotate my device, I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. So just, somebody message me or something if it's a mess. All right, so when you use two-part epoxy, you always want to make sure that you have equal amounts of part A and part B. So it comes with cups, but I, of course, used them and now they're gone. So I'm going to use my famous yogurt cups that I have 1,000,002 of. And I kind of looked on here, and I'm just going to kind of use something here as my guideline. I don't want to pour too much because when it's warm, it just sets up so quick. And I don't want that to happen. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking against the light. I have some writing there. Because if you don't get this stuff mixed up in the proper proportions, then you have troubles with that too. So I'm just filling this up to the bottom of that writing. I can see that. Okay. So I have part A and part B, and you don't want to mix these together until you're good and ready. We're ready. I think I have it even. Okay, so I'm going to pour one into the other. I probably should pour them in a neutral cup, which I have here, in case we decide to make another batch. So I'm going to move this just a tad and move this down. Feel free to say hi. Like I said, I can't see your comments on Facebook right now because the screen's down, plus my screen is down. So anywho. So this was part B and that was part A. I have to remember that so that I don't put the wrong one in there. So I'm just taking a popsicle stick and I'm just going to stir this up. And it gets kind of milky or cloudy. And then when it gets clear, you know you're ready to pour. It doesn't take long to mix up. Again, especially when it's warm, it'll set up really quick. Normally takes 20 minutes or so till you can pop out your mold. But it'll probably set up a little quicker. And it's really cool because it's kind of like magic to watch. All right, so I'm going to pour this big design here. I'm just going to pour little bits at a time because I don't want to over pour. Okay, I think I missed a bunch. Okay, I think we might have that. Okay, then I'm going to take another one that's kind of looks like a plate. Ooh. Sorry, I don't want to over pour, and I might not be quite level here, which is always interesting. Okay. And I'm going to have to move that out of the way. I never waste any leftover material in there. Always go ahead and pour out whatever you have left, because it'll just harden up and it'll be wasted if you don't use it. Okay, I think we got that one poured. And it's summer, so let's fill a seashell. Now I went over on the side, but that's okay. That'll we'll be able to peel that off. And let's go for one more. May or may not have enough to finish this. I can feel the remainder of the material getting real warm in this yogurt cup. It will do that. It'll get real warm. One time, if anybody's watching on YouTube that watches all the time, you will remember last summer when I had to run outside because I thought my yogurt cup was going to catch on fire. You guys remember that? Okay, so again, that one's B. I'm going to put that out of the way, and this one's A. But I think we've poured enough. Can you see already? Let me put you down again. Can you see already that it's starting to turn? It is amazing. So the funny thing is, the larger the piece, or the more dense it is, the quicker it will set up, which is so funny because you would think that if something was smaller, it would take less time. But you can see how this is starting to turn in here. Isn't that cool? I could just sit here and watch that. I don't know about you guys, but okay, it's a little too late now for me to try to even this out because it is setting up. But it's moving a little. But I see that on this mold that I kind of missed some around the edges. So, you know, that happens. But like I said, on this one, I'm going to use the pen here and point. So this major part here, the solid part, the dense part is all setting up. Right here in the corners, it isn't yet. And it's just weird. You would think that would set up first. But okay, and again, this part is more dense. It's setting up. This delicate area where there's very little material there is still not. So interesting stuff. But it's hardened enough that I can kind of move it out of the way and move on with what else we're going to do with the journal. And then we'll revisit this. And you'll be just so surprised at how easily that pops out. Unless you've seen it before, and then you won't be surprised. Okay, where am I going to put this? Okay, I'm going to condense here. So this is the box you're looking for if you want to buy Amazing Casting Resin. Okay, that's what you're looking for, Amazing Casting Resin. Okay, I'm going to put these pieces in here, get them out of the way. This guy out of the way, make some room. Okay, I'm going to move my mold over here. I know you guys can't see that, but it's out of my way. Okay, so what I did was I just set this down and I traced. I have to be careful because if I have any material down there, it gets real sticky. So I kind of traced on there to make my template for the composition book. I decided I wanted to leave the black binding because I also have some of this black ribbon that we're going to use as a, page bookmark, I guess. And then I have also these stamps. So these are from Redesign, and there may be some from IOD. I haven't bought any stamps for a long time. Well, I'm just anxious for Dixie Belle to come out with them. That's all I'm going to say. So the other thing I have is 2 sheets that I'm going to be using as a lining on the inside cover. So let's go ahead and get them measured, and then we'll get to getting everything assembled here. So in order for me to make a template for the inside, it's really going to be pretty much like this one, only it's going to be longer. So I think the way that we'll do that, I'll make one template and then I'll cut the other one out from that. So how about I put this under here, and I'll get that bottom edge lined up so I don't have to cut it. But we'll just make sure, well, we'll do that so it's lined up. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the pen and just trace around here. This is scrapbooking paper, courtesy of my friend Nikki. She gifted me with a whole bunch of scrap paper. And I got gifted today with my friend Terry with a whole bunch of stuff. Really exciting bunch of stuff. Windows and trunks and suitcases. It's pretty exciting. For me, it's really exciting. So what I'm thinking is next week on Tuesday Talk, I don't know how we'll do it live, but I'll figure it out. We're going to do a steampunk trunk. How about that? Maybe we'll do a smaller version because there's a suitcase that's kind of like a trunk. But I think that's pretty cool. We'll do a steampunk trunk. Okay, so I'm just going to put the other one on there, but I want to remember that one's going in one direction and one's going the other direction. So that's that one. And then the other one, I would want to put face down so it faces the other direction. Okay, so this we can just line up and cut this one out. So these all came from the same, well actually this paper came from a book that was kind of like a collection. And the other butterfly paper, I think, came from a different book. Or else they were individual ones and she just had a couple of them in there. Okay, if you don't get this perfect, you can always come back in with sandpaper when you're done and just kind of clean off those edges. So let's do the inside first. I think that'll be easier because on the outside, we're actually going to decoupage. So, you know, normally we paint. We always have some paint project and we're always waiting for paint to dry. Tonight, we really don't. We're going to decoupage though. So I'm just setting this in here and make sure I did it right. And I did. Okay, so for this application, I'm actually just going to use a glue stick. So I'm just going to use a regular Elmer's school glue stick. But I'm going to be really generous with it. Apparently I left the lid off of that. I don't know what happened to that. So this kind is purple, so you can see where you're putting it. So like I said, I'm being really generous with it because the scrapbook paper is kind of like cardstock. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting it down. I want to do the outside edges as well as get it adhered on the inside surface of the paper. So this is kind of fun to draw with, but you can see it's already turning clear. So it dries clear. So we're going to line this up here and just press it down. So this couldn't be much easier, could it? So these edges, like I said, they aren't exactly perfect, but later on, oh yeah, because you can see from the outside, they're not completely covering. So what I'll do is I will come back later with sandpaper. I don't think I have any right here, but I'll trim that up as much as I can so that it's even. So if you're used to watching me on these lives, then you'll know that I usually post the finished project the next day on my Instagram page, because sometimes I don't quite get my projects done. I think we're going to get this guy pretty much finished, except for maybe some trimming. I love making journals. Okay, so we're covering up the class schedule, the name and address, and important numbers. We're making ours fancy. Okay. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Just place it in there and press it down. Got something on there, a little blue residue. I think it's actually resin from here. Okay, so we have that part done. So the inside is done. So let's go ahead and also glue our little ribbon in here. Let's do that now so that has an opportunity to dry. You know what? I'm going to peel this back a second because I wasn't thinking. Go figure. I'm going to make this long enough. I want to tuck this in so you don't see it. So we're going to put it in there, and instead of just relying on the glue stick, I'm going to take a little Aleene's tacky glue and just put some glue here underneath it and on top of it. That should hold it. This stuff's good too. It is what it says. It's tacky, so not in a bad way tacky. It's in a good way tacky. I'm gonna move it over here a little bit. Okay, and then press down on that. So the good thing is about a book that it just kind of holds it together. Okay, it told me to rotate again. Hope we're doing okay on Facebook. All right, so we have that, and this will just dry. Okay, so let's work on the outside of the book now. So this time we're going to use something a little bit different. We're going to use, let me make sure I have these right. I guess no matter how you cut it, it's going to be right. So, okay. So with this, we're going to use Dixie Belle's Clear Coat in Flat as a decoupage medium. So you could use Mod Podge for this. Hope I have enough. But I'm just going to basically paint this. It's a little bit thicker, so I'm just putting the sealer down all over. Just looking against the light to make sure I didn't miss anything. I want to get the edges real good. This is the way I do decoupage on furniture and all kinds of projects. Okay, so I'm just going to put that brush in there, but let's just line this up. That's really grabbing on there, which is good. I want to be able to move it around a little bit. And you know, okay, I just peeled it up. I want to put this right up against that. There we go. Now, if by some chance we messed up a little, I see a little red, I can come in there and touch that up with paint later, and you'll never know the difference. A little Grizz underneath my feet. He's always my Tuesday Talk buddy. That's my dog. Okay, I want to make sure these ends are down, and then you just paint right over them. And this will give it, now this is a flat sealer, so it's not going to give it much of a sheen, but you could use a gloss sealer if you wanted to. Again, I just want to make sure those edges are down. I like it already, even without the moldings on it. You know what? I'm going to hold off doing the back cover just because if I flip this over, it's going to be wet. Plus, I might have to just get some more decoupage medium or my more flat sealer because I think I'm running out here. Hey, at least I remembered it tonight. Sometimes I forget an ingredient. So I hope everybody's week is going well so far. I have to say, I had an exciting day today because I'm so excited about what's going on in our shop. We have not one, not two, not three, but 4 vendors to roll out to you tomorrow. New vendors. Well, one's not really new. They've been in our shop before, but they're kind of making a reappearance in a big way. So they're all very popular vendors, but well, actually 2 of them have already been there, but 2 are brand new to us. And we recently added Sarah Vogel, Sarah's art, Sarah Vogel art. You probably know Sarah from the Clay Cup, but she also makes really cool. She also makes really cool earrings. So I'm kind of flattening this out. I had a little wrinkle there, and I don't want a wrinkle. So you can use your fingers with this. You might get a little sticky, but that's okay. It's no fun unless you're sticky, right? Okay. I really like that, the way this looks. I'm not a huge butterfly person, but I just think this is pretty. It got kind of like a muted look with the decoupage medium or the sealer. So again, I'm kind of making sure this is down because parts of it were wanting to pop up, but make sure it's good and adhered. And this dries pretty fast too. Again, I don't want to wrinkle here. I'm going to try and lift it up. Oh, better not. I think it'll tear. Just trying to flatten these wrinkles out. But you know what? If we get a wrinkle, it's not going to be the end of the world. I have a few of them. Hasn't been the end of my world yet, but all right. I'm gonna let that chill. So remember, we have another one of these. So when we finish, when I show it to you tomorrow, we'll have that on the back. I'll go ahead and do that off camera and do that later for you. I still want to grab this while it's wet because I don't want that to stick up. Another thing that's going to be kind of good for this is that we're going to have our molds on there, so that might help hide a wrinkle or two. Okay. All right. Are you ready for some unmolding? I'm going to put the camera up because I miss you guys. All right. So, setting this aside for a moment. I don't know where the best place to put it is. And again, you can't see. And we're going to look at these molds. So this one's the faceplate one. So I'm feeling it, and it feels like it's molded. Now, when these are new, they're a little soft and flexible. But once they are cured like in 24 hours, they're super hard. So like I can't bend this one. I can, but if I wanted to mold it around something, now's the time to unmold this because it's more malleable. Okay. But if I wanted to wrap this around a bracelet or something, because I've used these on bracelets before, I would not be able to do it at this point. I have heard people say they can put them in the microwave. I've never done that. So these kinds, this long piece, if you wanted to on a journal, you could run this down the side. Of course, you'd have to make 2 molds, but that's something you could do. All right, let me see. Let me try one of these. Okay. I am going to pop this mold out. This one is ready to go. There we go. See that? Look at the detail in that. Can you see that? I can never see. There we go. So I can't ever get this kind of detail whenever I use modeling material. So let's do another one. I'm just popping this out. I'm just pulling it out of the mold. Okay, so there's a little bit of stuff that's a little bit extra on there, and I'll wait till it's completely dry and then we can get rid of that. You can kind of sand it a little bit, but I think this is going to make a really cool, you see that? Really cool plate for our book. Okay, and then lastly, here's the one I sort of messed up. Yeah, you can see the edge is messed up on that. One side's good, one side's not. But that's okay, it happens. All right. I'm a little nervous about this one because I see some gaps in there, but that's okay. I think we're going to be okay. Tell you what, I'll unmold the seashell first. I'll pop that out. Okay, so you see I have a little extra there. I'm going to go ahead and put this back down again because you can see. I can just, when this is soft, I'll lose that. I can take scissors and just trim this. There. Beautiful. They're pretty. I don't know if seashells go with butterflies, but okay, so let's go for it. Let's pop this baby out. Ready or not? Okay, I think we're going to be able to get it. I'm going to put you back down here because I'm going to kind of peel it up. I see I missed a little bit of that right there, right in there. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I don't know that you're going to notice it. I might really be messing this up. Not sure. Maybe I should let it set up a little bit longer, but you know me, I'm a little impatient. Also, you're going to have to come in and check out our vintage forge earrings. That is something, it's a project I'm working on along with Dawn from Sister Signs and such at our shop. And she has a glow forge, and we're just making all kinds of earrings. Okay. So I kind of missed a little. But you know what? I don't really think it's going to matter. Okay, you can't turn your phone while live. It keeps telling me that. Okay. So like I said, this one's a little messed up, but we can go ahead and put it in the corner. So here's what I think our book is going to look like. Maybe I don't really like that. Maybe I want a little more symmetry. Maybe I'll do that. And this will be up here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Feel free to weigh in. Let me know what your opinion is. Okay, I'm going to, you know what I didn't do was have paint for this. So what I'll do tonight is I'll go ahead and glue it down, and then I'll probably, might even just use wax on it and let it be clear. So such indecision, huh? Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit on there a minute because this is dry enough kind of to the touch. So that's why I'm handling this like I am. Yeah, so I could just do this, but I sort of wanted another design on there. And that's kind of pretty. Okay, so regardless of where we go next, here's another thing that I want to do in the journal. So I brought home the black stamp pad, and this is not a special one. This is just an office one. I don't know whether I got it at Staples or what, but I'm gonna go in and make the pages a little bit special. So we have these stamps, and I'm just gonna do a little stamping on some of the pages. It's just really fun to write in a journal when it's really pretty. So I'm just gonna lay that down and just press it down. Ooh, I like it. Okay. I really like the way that looks. Okay, Facebook keeps telling me to rotate the device. But that's, I don't know if you can see that or not. Ever since I moved that, it keeps telling me. Ha! You can't turn your phone while live. Okay, hopefully you're getting a good shot of that. And there you go. That's what that looks like. Okay, so our book is shaping up. So can you see the continuity just using the black stamp? So we have the black binding, the black ribbon, and the black stamp. And the rest of it's all pretty and pastel-y. Now, I'm not going to do every single page, but I'm just going to I actually want to do this on a left side page. I'm just going to take every couple pages and just move through and stamp a little on them. And you're just laying them down and pressing. Okay, and again, that's just a little something something on there, roses. I'm going to go a couple more pages, and here is a bird stamp. So I'm just going to get the ink on that. Just make sure he's good and inked up. And we'll put him down here. Oh, I kind of like that. And you know what? It's really subtle. So if you wanted to, you could write on top of it. I think that's cool. It's just kind of like a shadow. So maybe I'll do something in the middle of the page because of that. Yeah, how about we do just like a flourish right in the middle of the page. I like that. It's like I said, you can just write on it then. Oh, that's pretty. Alrighty, a couple more pages. Let's get another border. Trying to not repeat a whole bunch, so let's put this one down at the bottom this time. I think my stamp pad might need inking. Oh, I like that. I'm trying to put these borders over there so I don't repeat them. Okay. All right, let's see. How about this guy, which is a big, just a big branch. Like I said, I like that you can write over them, so it doesn't matter. We can fill that whole page, and we can make it look kind of faded, kind of distressed. I think this one's from IOD. They have some beautiful stamps. They both do. IOD and Prima. No doubt about it. Couple more pages. Let's do a birdie over in this corner. Well, I guess we're facing this way. So make sure I have it on the table. I try to go on the edge of the table now, so I'm closer to the router. Okay, here's a couple leaves. So I'm just trying to be random and just kind of go every couple pages and opposite sides, different designs. So I've seen books before that have designs in them, and they're not necessarily the same all the time. Here's another flourish, and just going to do that again with it. So again, these are light enough that you can write right over them. That one's a little dark, but you can write around them too. Alrighty, we've done a couple birds now. Let's see, what do we have left? Here's another border. Let's do one of these. This one's really pretty. Let's do it along the side and continue it down. How about we do it over here? I'm going to start it kind of at the top on the side. Okay, and then just finish it off down here. Cool, I like it. All right, turn in a few more pages. Let's take another laurel leaf. And again, these are all different stamps that I've had. They're IOD and they're also redesigned with Prima. I don't sell either one of them anymore, but I've sold both of them at one time or another. Again, I'm just hoping Dixie Belle comes out with some. This is too much fun. Guess we got a shadow on this one. We're getting there, guys. Let's do another leaf. This is a different leaf. Do it up in the corner. Three. We have a twig. I think this is like a rose bush stem. It kind of looks like a twig. So let's run this over here. We haven't done one in this area. You just kind of put it on the inside of the book. Oh, I like that. But I'm going to add a leaf to it. I'm going to leave it alone. What do you think? I think it's interesting. And a couple more. Another bird. I think we did this guy before. I think we did both of those birds before. That's all right. Birds are cool. So we'll do another one. Let's put them up here this time. All right. A couple more designs and we're done. Just flipping through every couple pages here. That makes you want to keep going through the journal so you find the next image. I don't think we used this one yet. This is a laurel leaf, but we'll kind of do it across the top. Then the last thing we'll do is put our molds on the front. Then we'll let them dry, and I'll show you the completed project tomorrow. All right, let's get a couple more in here. Get another bird. All right, let's put him down here. I love that one. This one has a lot of detail. You can see that. All right. This journal has a lot of pages, or a composition book, or a journal. I forget which side we were just on. Little roses. Let's steal something else from back here. Taking another border. I'll run this one across the bottom this time. Okay, nice and faded. I like it. And let's just do something. Let's do something over here. Do the laurel leaf again, but we'll do it in a different position. We'll do it on the bottom here. The thing you just want to be careful. Now see, that's faded, but that's okay. We're kind of going with like a distressed look so you could write over it anyway. But you just don't want to shift the stamp once you get it down on the paper. Okay, let's do a flourish. I wish we had some butterflies. I know they make a butterfly stamp, but I don't have any since we have butterflies on the front. But that's okay. We'll just have birds and flourishes and things like that on the inside. Okay, so we have something on the front. So let's make sure we have something on the inside on the back page. These pages are really very lightweight, real fine, which I actually kind of like that they're like that. You know, this would be a fun gift to give someone with a nice pen. I actually have a mold that I have and refills that you can do pens with this 2-part epoxy. I've made one. It's really cool. So that might be a thing that you could do. Okay, last page. I'm just putting a little border at the bottom. All right, so as we go through here, there's not something on every page, but there's a lot of interesting things on the pages. And again, I'm going to fix this up tomorrow, make sure this is good, but we're going to put our mold on here. Now, I just peeled a little paper there, so guess what? Our mold's gone on this side now. So I'm going to use wood glue for that. I'm going to use Titebond Thick and Quick. Close this stamp pad so it doesn't dry up. So here's my mold. And again, I didn't do a great job with the mold because it was a little thin, but we're going with it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to make sure. See, that's the design I liked. Now I'm bummed because I peeled that. But you know what? I'll make it work. I'll find a way to make it work. If I have to change molds. I don't really like that. But we could do that and then put this here. So everything's a little bit off anyway, right? Okay, so we're just gonna use Titebond Thick and Quick, which is actually a wood glue, but it's great stuff because it does not move around. Once you put it down, I mean, if you're using it on furniture and you're putting it on a vertical surface, you just need a little bit of tape, but it'll grab and it will stay where you put it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on here because then is the sticky part, because I'm going to use my finger to spread around the glue and make sure we have it all over for proper adhesion. Okay. I also like this container. I like the way the lid is so you can seal it up. Okay, so I'm just going to take my fingers and spread this glue around so that it will contact all over and you'll get a really good adhesion. So mainly you want to take it to the edges, okay? So again, now I have to remember how I did that because I want to cover this in one piece up. And because it's not completely set, I can move it around a little bit, but boy, this stuff does really tack, like right away, which is what we want. It's good stuff. So tomorrow, what I probably will do is take a little paint, very little paint, and paint this mold, and then probably wax the whole thing a little bit. I might even put some wax on the insides on some of the pages. Sounds like crazy talk, but I've been known to do stuff like that. Sometimes you can take the stamp pad too and do the pages. There's just way too many pages in this book to do all that too. So I'm probably not going to go too crazy, but I can do one thing like around the edges that'll affect all of the book. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Just like do something. I might use the stamp pad and just do the edges of the book, and then when it's opened, you'll be able to see it. Okay, and I just shifted that. Just kind of eyeballing it, and I also didn't bring paper towels in here, so I'm just going to use my fingers and wipe off excess glue because I'm sticky anyway. All right, I'm not going to put any tape down on this because I don't want to, it's not like a painted surface. So I'm going to repair this little part that's sticking up in the morning when this is all dry. But, you know, on here, you know, I might put something like, you know, dream or something like that. I have little stamps I can do that with. But I think it's a pretty cool little book. And once we finish it off, it's going to be really nice. And I like the fact that we carried that touch of black the whole way through with the ribbon and the binding and the stamps. So there you have it. I'm going to put this up so I can say goodbye properly. We have been on almost an hour, so I know I'm all crooked. But I want to thank you so much for watching tonight, and please make sure you watch Saturday's step-by-step video because I'm doing a really pretty piece of furniture, and I have some tricks up my sleeve that are little special tricks. So special little things that I kind of developed through this piece. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's really pretty. So again, thank you for coming on. And if you want to share this video, that really helps my YouTube channel. So that would be awesome. So if you're going to share on Facebook, get on YouTube and share that. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. And remember, we have a contest going to give away $500 worth of product, paint, Dixie Belle paint, and all kinds of, you know, stuff like this, stamps and molds and all kinds of fun stuff. So just go to my Instagram page and then you'll find the directions for the giveaway. Just scroll down until you see the $500 giveaway post and follow the instructions. All right, again, I want to thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and the rest of your week. Take care. Bye-bye.